Welcome back. So last lesson I kind of explained that 90% or more of our work will actually be inside the source folder right here. So let's just have a look at what's in there. Inside the source folder you have a lot of files as well. Let's just jump through them and have a look. This is actually kind of the root of our application. In here, this is the TypeScript files for actually building our application, and then from there we're using different pages. So these are actually each individual page in our application. So think of the first one I just showed you, like the entire structure of the application. That's kind of the app folder here that contains the main building blocks for actually building this application. And then we have the home page right here, or we have the list page. So those are the two pages that you have down here. But all of this is kind of TypeScript specific or Angular specific information combined with Ionic, right? So these two folders are kind of where we build the actual application with the app and the pages folder. We'll dive more into that later. You have the assets folder. That's again for images. And for instance, in our case, we have the flower icon. So if you go in and place this on a phone right now, you'll see an icon like this on the phone that you can click. Of course, you need to make your own beautiful icon if you want to produce a real application later. We have the theme folder. Now here we have a lot of SCSS stuff that can kind of make a global theme for our application. Like how should the colors be? Should it be a dark theme, light theme? How should it look? So we have some predefined variables we can use to make a theme that looks like it should look on an iPhone, looks like it should look on an Android, and you can make your own theme as well if you want to. Now the theme, all of this is actually launched from the index.html file. A lot of times the index.html for any web-ish application is kind of the goal, the starting point for any web application, and it's the same here. First you have your head right here. An HTML file is kind of, you have a doc type right here, that's HTML, and then you have the main tag, that's the HTML tag, you have a head tag, and you have a body tag, like this. That's kind of the main building blocks of an HTML file, right? In there you have some meta information here, like what should the title be for our application. Right now it's just called Ionic App. You can go ahead and put another title there. You have a lot of meta information about how should the viewport be, how should it be placed inside different views, and a lot of stuff you don't even need to understand. Where do we find our icon for the file icon I just showed you? Some metadata about the content being mobile, some about Cordova right here. We're using Cordova, the Cordova.js file, right? Then we have a link to some CSS, etc., etc. And then you come to the body, and this is actually right here. That's where your Ionic app starts. This is the starting point. This is where we normally would see a lot of HTML content, but in our case we have Angular and Ionic combined, building our Ionic app right here. And then again we have some scripts that we also need to use, some polyfills to kind of make this usable across multiple versions. We have the vendor, that's kind of just a building of all the different third-party modules we need, and then we have the main JS file that we need to run our program right here. So this is kind of the building blocks that we need to make this Ionic application. And the manifest.json, that's just a place where we can start just playing around with the basic theme colors right here. It has information about where we should start, and we're starting in HTML, right? The index.html that I just showed you, and other stuff in here. So this is kind of the build of your application, and we are going to start out just having a look at these TypeScript setup in the next couple of lessons. So see you next time. Have fun.